Welcome to the Wealth Builders Show, where you will get a wealth of knowledge from our expert guests to help you build your wealth and your success. Now let's welcome our host, Tony Bowlby.
All right, we're back. Another episode of Wealth Builders. We've had so many great guests in our first season. We're now in our second season, and we're well into doing a bunch of shows here. But my next guest, I'm very excited to introduce. He has done so much that I'm actually going to bring him in right now because I want to utilize this time. We only get an hour with him, so I want to value it. So let's bring in Omar really quick. Omar Periu. So I'm very excited. Thank you for giving us your time. It's so valuable, and we really know that you're a busy man. But again, I'm just honored to have you as our guest today on the second season.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you for having me. It's my honor, and I'm just excited to work with you, and it's going to be a wonderful time together.
So you're a new member here at the Easy Way Network and Wealth Builders, of course, and you have a show that's getting ready to launch here on our network. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yes, I'm doing a show with Easy Way Network and with you guys, and it's going to be all about wealth and success and becoming, like me, from zero to wealth, how to become wealthy.
I love it. And we've talked in a couple of the past shows what wealth is, and I think it's freedom to do what you want, when you want, how you want. And money's a nice thing that helps you get there, but it's not always summed up as what it was in the 80s. More, climb the corporate ladder, gold, get it, mine. Tell us a little bit about what wealth is to you.
To me, wealth is exactly what you were saying, having the money and the freedom to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, with whom I want to do it at any time. So for me, I just love being wealthy because I love the freedom of it. Like taking the summers off and going to California for the summer and going to Sedona, hiking in the Grand Canyon, and whatever I feel like doing, I can just pull the trigger and go, and it's fun. And now with the internet and everything, with all you need is an iPad or phone or laptop.
Yeah, I love it. I've actually literally, not lying, done multiple shows at the same time, hosting as I am now on multiple different platforms. And so the fact that I could be in 10 places at once, it's almost like time travel. It's really like, on Star Trek, when beam me up, Scotty, we're here. I can do it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into how you got here. And I'm talking parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and how you became the person you are, that you're going to share the wise wisdom that you have. How did you get this? What led you to this point we're in today?
Well, I was born in Cuba and escaped with my mother first. My father came later. And then we were part of a program that churches sponsored us around the country. And we were sponsored to Joliet, Illinois, Chicago area. And we landed O'Hare. I'm 7.5 years old, 8 years old, and no money, no credit. We don't speak English, and we've never felt cold air, right? Cubans in Chicago, no. So it was a big snowstorm, blizzard, and we go there, and they were waiting for us. The priest had a big international, I'll never forget it, with the wood panels and coats for us. And one of the church members had, Mr. O'Reilly, had donated 3 months of an apartment, and they had food for us from the church, and he had 10 children and still had it in his heart to help us out. And we were the only Hispanic person in Joliet, Illinois. Everybody else is Chicago, that kind of area. So long story short, tough childhood, but I was really good at music and really good at sports. So I excelled at sports and music, and so I got to do a lot of things. Because of that, I didn't have to speak English, right? So, and I learned English, and I got a scholarship for track and for music. I was in the Olympic trials for the 100 meters, and I held the AU record for bench press, 400 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
For those of you that know anything about weights, that is double, if not triple, what most people can do on this planet.
Yeah, wow. Actually, yeah. And it was my I was in the 181-pound class. So I go to college. I'm doing pretty good. My father, not speaking English, accumulated 3 gas stations on auto parts, a 10-stall garage, and a block worth of real estate apartments. So, he was the entrepreneur that I saw do all these great things. But unfortunately, my father didn't speak English, and people took advantage of him, and he ended up losing everything and having a heart attack. So I had to quit school and go home and get a job as a laborer in a stone quarry. And I worked a lovely way to live, right? I worked 30 feet underground, cleaning pulleys. And I mean, I don't know, Tony, you ever have a job you hate it so much?
I got to share it. I got to share this right now, not to cut you off, but the worst job that I think I've ever had that was the best thing that ever happened to me was cleaning out, I'm from Michigan, in the summer, in August, cleaning out berry buckets in an entire semi-truck loaded from front to back. Oh. And I had to clean them all. Maybe even 2 trucks worth in a day's worth of work. My mother did that during the summer to show me the value of hard labor, blood, sweat, and tears versus the value of money.
Well, and that's funny, Tony, because I used to go cherry picking in Michigan in summer to make money.
Well, those were the buckets I cleaned. And blueberries. Blueberries are even worse.
Go with a wonderful family that we met from Mexico that would take me as their guest, and I would work and make money, and it was fun. And unfortunately, the first day I ate more cherries than I picked, and I got a bad stomach ache. So
absolutely. We all go through that, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so I go back and I get this job, and my father lost everything and moved to Florida. But he gave me that entrepreneurial spirit. He had this great gift of accumulating things. But he said if he would have had me, he would have kept them all. See, I have a gift of accumulating but keeping. I've done very well in my life, and I've only had one bad business. That's pretty good, you know. And
those are good odds,
right? Being 60 years old, you know. So, yeah. And I built my first business when I was in 4th grade, and I was at a machine shop at my dad's place. And then I went on and started building businesses, and I just had this gift for opening up things. And I opened up. I'm a little ahead of myself, but I built the largest health clubs in the United States, and I was
in fitness. Yes,
was part of that, and
I've worked out there many times.
I was part of a lot of good things, but I met a mentor when I was working in the health clubs because I started out as a personal trainer, and then I went into sales, then I went into management, and I met a man named Tom Murphy who managed speakers, and he managed Dr. Maxwell Maltz, Tom Hopkins, Dennis Waitley, Jay Abraham, just to work with a lot of people like Tony Robbins. And he mentored me. He owned the club where I worked at, and he mentored me by sending me to Tom Hopkins, Zig Ziglar, Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn, you name it. I went, and they were his friends. I got to hang out with them, and they changed my life. You know, Brian Tracy, just wonderful people. And that's how I got here, self-development, and built, we did a lot of startups. We did a lot of multi-units. We did a lot of developments. And he taught me how to become wealthy. But my father was the first one that taught me entrepreneurship. And then I got lucky. I met these wonderful people that were really, they ended up being my investors. And we built amazing things. And in like 88, I was approached. I was still had all the businesses and all that. And Tom Hopkins and asked me to start speaking with him in Spanish. So I had a program. I took his program, How to Master the Art of Selling, and translated it to Spanish, and it went crazy in Mexico. Crazy. So we started doing seminars on the weekends, like once a month in Spanish. And then when I sold the health clubs, I went part-time with him as the only authorized speaker in the world for his company, then helping Zig Ziglar on Get Motivated, the biggest seminars in the world. I was on those from 96 on, still owning all these businesses. And so I was different than most people. Most people are speakers and they're speakers. I'm a businessman that became a speaker.
Right.
So I have that strong background of, financial literacy, financial fortitude, and how to build and keep. So that's why I love being with you, Tony, because I know that, you teach people how to become a wealth builder and how to keep it, right? Mm-hmm.
I do. And you know how I learn? I learn from interviewing people like you. So absolutely. I retain a lot of this information, and what I may forget, I go back and rewatch. I know the value of this show, and I think you do. That's why you're on it. And there's another show that's spinning off of this that I can't tell you the name of yet that we are so excited about. And I hope you're going to be part of this. And I'm sure you may know what I'm alluding to, but it is going to be powerful. And those that are part of this next show will actually learn and actually make money by doing what these mentors are teaching us. You're literally going to come off of the show with money. So that's the exciting phase, the next phase of Wealth Builders. And I'm very excited to be part of that. So we're going to go to a commercial break, speaking of making money, and we're going to promote our sponsors. Now, we don't take these sponsors because they're just paying us. we take these sponsors because we believe in their product. And I want to show you some of the products here. We'll be right back with Omar.
The Brain Tap is a unique headset that combines light and sound frequencies with guided meditations. Dr. Patrick Porter, inventor of Brain Tap and member of our faculty, has created 20 to 30-minute course reviews for many of our courses. Before starting a course or at any point before taking the exam, you can put on your Brain Tap, close your eyes, and begin your course review. Brain tapping guides your mind from an awake, reactionary mind into an intuitive, creative state, then to a place where super learning and healing can occur, with the outcome being a heightened state of consciousness with crystal clear focus. Relax with scientifically proven techniques that create a symphony of brainwave activity, a feeling of calm focus that's just right for learning and productivity. Each session is designed with brainwave balance in mind. Some audio sessions have dual voice processing, which means you may hear two voices speaking at the same time. This technique is used for inspiring left and right brain balance.
Like what you heard? Call 424-209-9290 or text BRAIN to 55678.
All right, I'm Tony Boley, the host of Wealth Builders. We're back with another episode with our celebrity expert guest, Omar Periu. Let's bring him in really quick. Very excited to spend time with this very successful business entrepreneur. And from my heart, somebody that came through the health industry. And we always say, without health, there's no wealth. I mean, you could be the richest man in the world. If you don't have health, you have nothing.
Absolutely. Health is wealth. And to get rich and sick is stupid. So it really is. I mean, I think that everybody really has to work on things like getting sleep. You have to sleep because your body needs sleep to be energized. You have to drink a lot of fluids, the right fluids, water and energy drinks, but not the ones with too much sugar because they'll wire you up. You got to eat right. You know, Jim Rohn, one of my mentors, used to say, treat your body like a temple, not a woodshed. You know?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and he was amazing. And he would say, treat your body like a temple, not a woodshed. He said, some people feed their dogs better than they feed themselves. So that's true.
That's true. Well, they say if aliens came to the planet, they would look at the dogs as the leaders. Like, why are you walking them, picking their crap up and doing all the things we do? Are they the masters?
Yeah.
It's all perspective, of course. So speaking of perspective, we've talked a little bit in the last section how we got where you are here today, how you got where you are here today. What are you currently doing? And then what is that leading to? Like, what does the future look like? And we have a couple more sections. So let's talk about what you're currently doing. I know you're speaking on stages and you're still mentoring in a lot of businesses, but what's your passion? Like, what keeps you getting up every morning?
My passion is to help others achieve greatness the way I was taught. See, I believe that I was fortunate enough to be mentored by all these great super coaches and people that people would just die to be around, and I got to hang out with them 24/7 weekends, and like I'd sit around at Mr. Murphy's house with Bob Proctor for the 3-4 days and just sit down and eat and hang out and walk and talk. And Zig Ziglar, I got to be with Zig Ziglar 80 times a year and walk with him every night. We had a thing, he used to jog and he couldn't run anymore. So we would walk every night for an hour after we had dinner, and he would give me life lessons and just, I got really fortunate. So my goal is to take everything I've learned from everybody else and help others with it. The other thing is I really have a passion for doing startups. My last book called The Smart Startup that I wrote with my mentor, Tom Hopkins. Brian Tracy wrote the foreword to it. So I've been doing a lot of startups for other people. So people bring startups that are already, pretty far along or something that they have the money for. And so I do startups. I also have all my products online on Audible, Teachable, everything. So I've got everything now, which was a real task. A year, well, of course, with the COVID, we had to do it. So I had to take and put everything online and books and ebooks, and we're on every source, iTunes, all that stuff. So it's been fun, and I love to learn. So one of the things I do is love to learn, and I love to make money. I have a gift. I don't know, but I get a kick out of it. I mean, I know that I help a lot of people, but I just love to make money too.
I love it. So you've mentioned a couple names. I want to just clarify for our viewers that maybe aren't on the speaking circuit, but maybe they've heard of it. Bob Proctor, I think Chicken Soup for the Soul, if I'm not mistaken. You've got Zig Ziglar, who said, you can get whatever you want if you help enough people get what they want, which I just learned on my last episode, by the way. And then, of course, the Godfather, Brian Tracy, who's the speaker.
Yeah, he's amazing. I just did a videos call with him about, last Friday. I was with him training some people. And Bob Proctor, of course, from The Secret and Born Rich. And then, but yeah, I mean, Zig Ziglar, Zig Ziglar was my grandpa that I never had because he was in Cuba. I never got to see my grandpa after I was 7.5 years old. So yeah, he's amazing.
Right, and I'm mistaken, Bob Proctor. Yeah, he's all sorts of. He's almost in every Conscious Life Expo video that's out there. He's probably the one guy that's in all of them. He's the common denominator of motivational speaking so far.
It's amazing. He's 87 this year, and he's still going like he's 20 years old. It just goes to show you that that whole thing, the secret of getting rich, that came from George Wattles and Earl Nightingale and all these other greats, and Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, which I was in the world tour last year. That's where I met Eric. And so it works. It just works. You know that.
And I want to add Jack Canfield, of course, from Chicken Soup. I don't want to sound stupid. Jack Canfield.
I'm not. Well, Mark Victor Hansen wrote the forward to my book, The 1 Minute Meeting, and I'm in 3 of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. I'm in the 3rd helping, the Entrepreneur, and then also the 10-year anniversary, which is where they picked the 101 best stories out of 10 years, and my story was chosen as one of them, which was a huge honor.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go to commercial break, and then we're going to give you the stage by yourself. If you could share some golden nuggets on some wisdom that might help our viewers. If you're open to that, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Nest is a great product. I know I've personally used it, and you want to talk about fight or flight mode and anxiety and stress, try to wear my hat, try to wear my shoes.
This is incredible. We've had so much success with the Easy Way, helping families and people lose weight, lower their anxiety and stress. And we're going to be giving away some products to help those of you that haven't experienced or haven't heard about us. We have a keto on demand product that literally shifts your metabolic process into ketosis in less than 2 hours. Basically, you don't have to starve yourself for 4 days to reap the benefits of an all keto diet. We also have a hemp oil CBD product that's unparalleled in its absorption that helps turn off the fight or flight and allow you to shift into rest and digest.
If you're interested in what you just heard, text Zanesta to 55678. Thanks for watching Easy Way Network, your network that helps you connect with the best. With over 40 TV shows, 7 networks, and 20 channels. Visit EasyWayNetwork.com to learn more.
All right, we're back with our special guest. I'm Tony, the host of Wealth Builders. Very excited to have Omar with us. We'll bring Omar in. Omar, so we're really excited to have you share some of your wisdom with our viewers. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to give you the spotlight here, and for about 5 to 10 minutes, just share anything you feel that our viewers might gain, and then how they can find more out about you. I know on the wall is definitely a way to connect with you, but maybe there's a website that they want to go to. And then the last section, we're going to talk about any gifts that we can offer our viewers for sticking around. So lots of advantages to watching this. He's going to give you some amazing information. I'm going to be watching very closely, by the way. So let's put our hands together for Omar Periu.
Thank you, Tony. You know, I want to talk to you sincerely from my heart. I want you to think about where you are today and what you really want. Because for me, when I was a young man, I was sitting in a 200 square foot apartment, eating tuna out of cans, and I had a really bad week. And I was sitting there praying because I had so much potential. I held the AU record for bench press. I was in the Olympic trials. I had a beautiful singing voice, and I was there I wanted to sing in Los Angeles. And I was sitting there praying in this little apartment, and I was really not just what happened to me, because when you're in a bad place, it just seems like it spirals out for you. So I was praying, and that's the day I met my mentor, Tom Murphy, and I just want to share some of the things that I have learned that will help you go to the next level. The first thing I did that day is something inspired me to write these words, and I've held on to them, and I have the pad that I wrote them on, believe it or not, and it said, I kept writing, I will not be denied, in a big red marker over itself. I will not be denied. I will not be denied. I will not be denied of the greatness I have within me. I will not be denied. And that was a day of change. And you need a day of change where you say, you know what? I'm not willing to settle for average anymore. See, I saw my father and mother, who worked very hard, end up with nothing and end up working at the Boca Raton Resort. My dad was the employee gate guard and my mom was a maid. Not bad jobs, but I'm saying that's not where they should have ended up. And my goal was, I want to be somebody. So if you want to be somebody, you got to have a day of change. You got to have a day of change. From that, you have to think about your purpose. Like Tony was saying to me, why are you here? What am I doing? Well, my purpose is to help you achieve your greatest potential. How do I do that? Well, I have to share myself with you. I have to be totally sincere, open, vulnerable, and remember my own difficulties so you feel what I felt then. And I was an angry young man. In fact, my mentor, Mr. Murphy, says, take that anger and harness it into becoming. So have that purpose, right? And then turn your dreams into a personal mission. What does that mean? Well, define it and be obsessed with it. You know, everybody said to me when I was going to build my first health club, oh, are you kidding? You're broke. You don't even have a degree. I have no money. I'm like, you know what? Go ahead and throw negativity at me. You're only giving me more energy to build up steam to go after what I want. And I did. So turn that dream into a personal mission. Next, create a great plan. Have a burning desire to create a plan. I have a little saying, anyone that wakes up without a plan is unemployed. So create it, set it up, do a year in backward goals. Where do you want to be in a year? Go from 1 year, 9 months, 6 months, 3 months, month, day, hourly, break it down activity and write that down. Write down every day, what do I want to accomplish the next day? After that, stay focused because things are going to happen that are going to take you away from it. Stay focused and stay strong and flexible. And I want you to realize that if you really want to be successful, you have to condition your mind and body with what men and women that are successful do. So successful men and women, number one, manage their time and get organized. Number two, have foundations, structures, systems. Number three, become great communicators. You got to be able to sell people on your ideas. Your ideas are worthless if you can't sell them to someone. I mean, how many times have we heard of the 1,000 businesses that open up on January 1st? By December 31st, 95% of those are gone. So that means you're not obsessed in what you're doing. You're basing also your goals on what you've done in your life. Don't do that. Base your goals on what you want to achieve. You know, what you focus on expands. So if you focus on crap, you're going to get crap, right? You become a crap magnet. If you focus on greatness, you're going to get greatness. And remember, you develop daily, not in a day. Don't expect it to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. And become a PPS, a professional problem solver. That's right. I learned that a long time ago. To be a PPS, become a professional problem solver and go in depth of everything you want. Depth, I call it like deposition, right? I made my own word. Go deep and be persistent. Get fired up. No one's going to want it for you. A lot of times, you know, success is a do-it-yourself project because a lot of times people don't around you that even love you don't believe in you or your dream. And the reason is because of your past, what you've done before. Show them that you got what it takes. Show them you can become. You know, my mentor, Zig Ziglar, used to say to me, son, they all call me son, even still. He says, you have to be, do, to have. You got to become, do it, to have it. And that's what it takes to be great. And don't settle. You know, most people, when at the end of their life, they think about the things they wish they would have done, not what they did. Don't leave anything in the tank. Let it all out. Just go out there, give it everything you got. You're going to fail. Learn to fail forward faster. Learn to eat rejection. Learn to fall in love with the word no, because everybody has failure that succeeded in life. And I want you to achieve greatness. Don't get fooled when you see people that they look all like they've all arrived and all that. My mentor used to have a big saying about people that show everything on the internet and all this and that. And, let them show you the license plate on the car they're driving and see if it's really theirs, right? But my mentor would say, look, you see that guy? Big hat, no cattle. Big hat, no cattle. That means it's all show and no go. It's got no backing. So I want you to realize that you have everything you need to be successful now. Right now. You just got to develop it. It's like, I'm sure Tony will tell you, if you don't, have success right now and you don't have financial literacy, it's because it isn't that because you're dumb. It's because no one's educated you. Look, I got lucky. But one of the things I was very coachable. And I was, as my dear friend Les Brown said, I was hungry. You got to be hungry. As he says it better. He goes, you got to be hungry. I love him. But he's one of my best pals. So I love that guy. So you got to do those things to get going. Stay focused. Remember, goals are worthless unless you act on them. Goals are worthless unless you act on them. And I want you to realize that I am here for you, and realize that there'll be many challenges, but you can overcome them because you got what it takes. I believe in you, even though you're like, I don't know you. You don't know me, but I believe in you. You know what? God don't make no junk. God don't make no junk. I was riding with Zig Ziglar doing those get motivated seminars, the best seminars, the biggest seminars in the world. And we were behind this car, and this is like right before, 5 years before he passed. And in the back of the car, it said, God don't make no junk. And we just looked at each other and giggled. And I just love that. I miss him so much. He was such a good man. And I want everyone to know that I am here for you. And we're going to have a really great show. And I love being on the show with Tony and work with Tony and Eric. And we're also going to start up some new stuff that I'm going to let Tony and Eric and I talk about at the end. And
I love it. I love it. Oh, there was so much in there. You have no idea how much gifts you just gave to our viewers and myself. But the new one, the new FU, fail forward faster. I love it. It's my new FU.
I love it. Thank you, Tony.
Oh, I'm going to watch this again and again. And Les Brown, I mean, he's the preacher of preachers to the speakers of speakers. I mean, that man is he and his daughter, amazing speakers. So
his whole family is wonderful.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of interviewing and meeting them as well. So we're going to throw to a commercial break because we're very proud of our sponsors. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about some gifts that you might be able to give to our viewing audience. So if you could stick around for one more section, I'm very excited to show you our sponsors and bring back our celebrity expert guest, Omar Periu. We'll be right back.
Introducing SimulTV Set-Top Box. It's a mini computer with an entertainment portal all in one. You can use the SimulTV Set-Top Box with your TV and turn your living room into a classroom, theater, arcade, and more. Why spend up to $1,000 or more for a device with a small screen when you can have it all for only $99? And with a $9.99 per month subscription, after your school day is done, enjoy over 100 live channels, video games, and movies. Sign up now to get your 14-day free trial at simultv.com.
Get access to the Wall family from the EasyWay family app. The EasyWay Wall is our elite directory of members.
Are you a business owner or coach trying to help others? Let the EasyWay family app make it easier on you. Let us do the hard work for you. All of our broadcasts of our 30-plus shows will be available on the EasyWay family app. We're an extension arm of your business. We're a tool to generate leads. EasyWay family app helps to grow traffic to your section, generate you more leads, more virtual butts and seats. We have courses and a live event section to your business. We promote the business of our members and paid clients. With the EasyWay family app, you get push-to notifications to your phone to stay current with all our business partners, live stream content, virtual conferences, and promotionals. We're sharing our network traffic with you when you're on the EasyWay app.
Witness the future of connection on your phone now by downloading the EasyWay Family app on Google Play and Apple Store. And don't forget to text EasyWay to 55678.
All right, we're back. I'm Tony Boldy, host of Wealth Builders. I'm honored to have this position of host because I get to meet people like our celebrity guests. Let's bring in Omar. So Omar, we're getting into our final section here. We love to call it the offer to our guest section, where they get valuable information, if not products and opportunities to meet with you. But we really value our viewers as much as we value our guests. And I really got to say, this particular platform, this network that's building as we speak, that's growing in leaps and bounds. If you watch some of the commercials and the sponsors, I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought that this is just an internet show? I mean, it seems like a real network show. And if you see what's coming, which I know you've seen behind the curtains, what really is coming, anyone that's involved with this should get in now. In other words, and just trust me, get in now. But with that being said, you have a show on this network, but what can you offer our viewers?
Well, we want to talk about a few things. Number one is our new show coming on, the Omar Periu show. It's going to be great. You guys I just gave you 10 minutes of a taste of what you're going to get from me every time. And of course, the EasyWay Hall of Fame. It's just amazing what Eric and the team has put together for everyone to share with each other and get connected. I think it's just a blessing, basically. It's just a blessing. And of course, Eric and I have been doing mastermind. We did a mastermind, and we've gotten some amazing results with the students that signed up for that mastermind. And I know that we have some offers on that. That Eric, I think it's on the private chat, right?
Yeah, he's putting it on the lower thirds as well.
Yeah, so that's something that we really just clicked. I met him on a Think and Grow Rich tour. I was the MC and the keynote for it, and he was one of our guest speakers. And then we connected, and ever since then, it's been just a blast. We work really well together. He's got his end, and he's a beast at it, and I got my end, and I'm a beast at it. So everything we do together, people are like getting results. And the thing that I love about what we do is, see, I don't need the money. So what I do is I offer amazing opportunities, but I just want you to get results. And everybody that works with me, I mean, we've never had a client say I'm not happy, which is amazing. I've been doing this. I've been mentoring people since 2005, and my mentorship programs go from $5,000 to $50,000. But the programs that I'm creating with Eric and EasyWay and the shows are really inexpensive, so everyone can afford them, everybody can participate, and everybody can work with myself and Eric, and it's fun. I just love it. I love it.
I think that's a great give back, and we really appreciate your time. Anything you want to share, websites, any other information before we go to our last commercial break and we bid you adieu? But really such an honor to have you on this stage.
Thank you. Well, I love everyone to go check out my website. It's just www.omarperiu.com. And of course, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. We got a lot of great stuff. We deliver materials every day on it. I write all kinds of great stuff for keep you motivated, and it's free. So, what do you got to lose? And you probably can pick up a free book there and all that good stuff. So I'm here to give back. And that's all I want. Like I said, I don't have to work another day in my life. I haven't had to in 30 years since I was 31 years old. I became financially independent. And I do this because I love it. And that's all there is to it. When you love something, I hope you guys feel it. It shows.
Yeah, I say I've never worked a day in my life. As long as I'm doing what I like to do, it's not work to me. Whether I get paid or I do it for volunteer, there's always a benefit down the road that comes if I'm not trying to get it now. If I'm not trying to pick the fruit the second I planted the seed, I potentially have food to feed my family for life. But a lot of us think we got to pick it now. And I think patience is a really important thing in investments and knowing your strategy, but education and mentors. I can't express that enough. Our guest today is definitely a mentor. He's offering his services for you guys. I would take him up on that. But in the meantime, again, you're watching Wealth Builders. I'm your host, Tony Boldy. I'm honored to be the host, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week with our next guest. So I just want to say goodbye officially, and I'll see you in the halls of the Easy Way Network.
Thank you, Tony.
Bye-bye.
Easy Talk Live airs every Tuesday at 4 p.m. PST. Past celebrity guests include Andy McPhee, Anthony Anderson, Carl Weathers, Forbes Riley, Kevin Sorbo, Ristana Loken, and Quentin Aaron from The Blind Side. Join us for conversations with celebrity guests on Easy Talk Live.